drinking somebody else's whiskey on somebody else's tab, riding shotgun to some other poor SOB's crew cab.
What a great voice. Welcome back to Wake Up America. That is our next guest, who is focusing his attention on an important occasion in Washington, D.C. this weekend. It's National Police Week, looking to honor those in blue that put their lives on the line for our safety.
Yeah, and joining us right now is country music singer Frank Ray. Good morning to you, Frank. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. Okay, so you will be in Washington, D.C. this weekend to take part in National Police Week. Now, you are a former police officer yourself. You served for about 10 years. Just overall, what does this mean to you to honor the work that you and the others do in blue?
Oh, my goodness. It's everything to me. It's something I'm incredibly passionate about. I'm a firm supporter of law enforcement and first responders, and I have been because I've walked a mile in those shoes. And this week is especially important because we get to focus all our efforts on the heroes that go out and serve our communities every day.
Yeah, and we've talked about those heroes, and we try and do that here on Newsmax. And just the last couple of incidents that we've had to cover in the news, you hear about those heroes, those men, those women who go in and risk their lives and save people every day. You just were in D.C. last month to kick off your national mental health awareness campaign for first responders. Talk to us more about that, because this is something I think we need to talk more about, because finally I think first responders are seeking help for such a difficult job.
Yeah, I think it's important because there's always been sort of this negative stigma attached to mental health, especially as it relates to first responders. We always have to have this sort of assertiveness, this command presence, and kind of this alpha energy when you go into answer a call for service. And a lot of times feelings don't necessarily mix very, very well with that conversation or that kind of personality. But as you mentioned, you're dealing with trauma on a daily basis, and it can get very difficult to learn how to cope with that. And so this campaign does just that. It starts raising awareness for the general public, and especially for first responders, and let them know that it's okay to have these problems. It's okay to have these feelings. And it doesn't by any means make you weak, and that there are resources out there to help you should you need it.
Yeah, and as a former police officer, like you were just saying, you talk about this mental health really being a quote-unquote taboo subject in that community, and just because of the stigma that is surrounding, like you said, these police officers are supposed to be strong, and they're supposed to have this really tough mentality. What is your advice? Just the best way to open up and talk about mental health to fellow officers?
There's absolutely no reason why in that organization, it's a family, right, at the end of the day. And I think that's how you have to view it. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't be able to look to your brother, your sister, to your right or to your left and say, hey, that last call really did a number on me, and I need to talk about it. There's no weakness there. I mean, we would do that for any other family member. So why would we treat this any differently? My advice is just open up and talk about it. If we can normalize the conversation within our community of first responders and get rid of that stigma, I think we'll be better off for it. You'll not only be a better version of yourself, for your family, but for the organization and for your community. You can serve them a lot better if you're the best version of yourself.
Absolutely. I love that when you say normalize it. I think that's so important. So you're now a country music singer. I love your music, by the way. And you're going to be singing the national anthem for the Nationals. How has the country music community helped you, your life after being a police officer? And what's the response been just from your former team colleagues?
Well, they all thought I was crazy for leaving a steady job to go and try to make it in Nashville. But fortunately, it worked out for me. And, music has always been a healthy outlet for me anyhow. And it's always been my life's passion. So it was kind of a no-brainer when I got the opportunity to pursue it full time. But what I think is important with this platform in general is that I can garner some national attention like this to raise awareness for this campaign. And obviously, country music supporters have always been known for supporting law enforcement, first responders, and the military and all our troops. And so if I was going to push something like this, it's the best place to do it.
Absolutely. Well, it is certainly working out for you. Like Allison said, your music is absolutely fantastic. But before we let you go, for any officers that are listening and they're struggling, just reiterate, the best place to go, a website and the phone number that they can reach out to.
Absolutely. Yeah. They can visit frayoc.org. That's FRAYOC.org. And what that website does is it acts as a hub. Because of my platform, it's a one-stop shop, and we can point you in the right direction for organizations that exist if you're dealing with anxiety, depression, alcohol or substance abuse. These are human beings. So when I say that, a lot of people don't really register that maybe police officers are dealing with that as well. And then ultimately suicide prevention. So there are resources out there, and we're still in the developmental phases, but we're using all our efforts and putting a lot of our energy into this campaign to make it the biggest thing we can for
Frank
first
Ray,
responders.
Thank you for all that you do and continue to do. We appreciate it. And we'll leave you with another listen to Frank Ray as we head to the break. We'll be right back.